What's up YouTube, it's Skeeterbird and I'm bringing you some Infected gameplay. These two games, one of them was captured about 2 weeks ago. I just put it in my vault until then, till now. The other is about, I want to say 3 months old. But I found them both relatively, decent games to play. I did relatively well in them both. Hopefully they'll be entertaining to watch. This current one is on Dome. It's a dedicated server, but only on PC, which means that the setup can be a little clunky. So it's a FAD with a red dot heartbeat. You guys can probably tell that much. But it's got a scrambler and a throwing knife for the non-infected and a bouncing Betty for the infected, which made things quite interesting, I'll say. You definitely have to know how to avoid Bettys, but if you do, they're useless. Which, for those of you who don't know, if you go prone, a bouncing Betty can't hurt you, and if you crouch, it will damage you, but I don't believe it will kill you unless you're very tight in the blast radius. Basically, this game, I was just kind of going for kills, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to sit at this spot the whole time, and it's kind of boring at the start, but it's going to pick up. It's very exciting, as infected games always do when you're one of the last few alive. I don't have any being infected gameplay because I don't put those games in my vault because that happens quite frequently for most people. The FAD, I might as well talk about it while we're watching this game since that's what I use most of the game. The FAD, I don't really like it personally. I think it shoots too fast. The 40 round magazine doesn't offer an advantage. It's kind of a necessity because of how high the rate of fire is. It doesn't do enough damage for me either. I don't see any reason not to use a PP90, which shoots as fast and is going to take just as many shots to kill at longer ranges. And it's actually going to take one less shot to kill at close range. So the only advantage you have with the FAD is at medium range. But the PP90 also has better hip fire and faster aim down sights and stuff like that. Just the SMG advantages that I talked about in my 7.4U video. And also the FAD, or FAD, however you want to say it, is unlocked far later than almost any other weapon, with the exception of the RPG-7, although it is relatively close to the Desert Eagle. But I don't think it's worth a prestige token because the PP90 is unlocked at level 28. You can make it that far, based off what you already have. You don't need a weapon that's just kind of a different version of something you already have. I do know quite a few people who really do like the FAD. It's just not for me. The other weapon I have, which you're going to see me pull out in a little while, is the Type 95. And again, I'm going to differ from most people in my opinion of the Type 95. Part of that may be the fact that I play PC. I believe that the Type 95 is a little overpowered, but it's not insanely overpowered. Part of that may be it's harder to get shots on target on the PC, which means burst weapons are harder to use, and the Type 95 therefore isn't as powerful. The Type 95 does really high damage up close, only a 2-shot kill, which is really good. Only a few weapons in the game can do this. I believe the Type 95, the MK14, the M60, and a select group of snipers are the only ones who are capable of achieving that 2-shot kill at close range. Well, I say a select group of snipers. I whiffed on that. All the snipers. But that 2-shot kill is really important because if you can get those 2 shots on target, they go down really fast, and the Type 95 shoots quick. That burst shoots quickly, which means your 2 shots, if you can get them on target quickly, not a problem. So now we're going to be switching to this game that I got this huge multi-kill on. And this was just a really fun game to play. It was a long time ago. As you can see, I'm only a 2nd prestige. Currently I'm a 5th prestige. So this was probably back in January. This is on a different dedicated server. The class Scavenger Overkill with the M60 and the Riot Shield, the Bouncing Betty, Portable Radar, and the third perk is, I think it's Stalker or Sleight of Hand. It doesn't really matter. Sleight of Hand. Steady Aim. Stalker or Steady Aim. It doesn't really matter. Because I don't You know, I mean, they both have different effects on this weapon, but I'm not really using it in a way that either of them benefits. I'm also on this server, the perks aren't pro'd, so you have to be aware of the fact that you switch really slowly between your riot shield and your M60. The M60, I actually did spend a prestige token on this weapon. I really like it. I think it fills a very cool niche, and it's the only fully automatic weapon capable of achieving a 2-shot kill up close. It has its share of problems, but I think if you put the right stuff on, it becomes very interesting, a very cool setup. So the irons, as those of you who have tried it in first person know, the irons are really ugly. I can't deny that. They're probably some of the worst irons in the game, if not the worst. The gun also shoots really, really, really slowly. And that's a problem and may cause you to be tempted to put rapid fire on. I'm going to tell you this right now. Do not put rapid fire on the M60, because it has a few other problems that you need to use your attachments to correct as well, which include bad recoil. The M60 has really, really ugly recoil. So I found a grip to be a really good choice to help overcome all this recoil. The gun also has the LMG drawbacks, including slow aim down sights, really bad hip fire, slow movement rate, that sort of thing. However, it comes with the big LMG advantage of that huge belt. And with that huge belt, I find what it does is it frees up my first perk slot, so I can play aggressive without using sleight of hand. Because my second and third choices, being quick draw and stalker, if I were using an assault rifle, I would be using those choices anyway, and I don't really feel, the sluggishness when I have those perks on, because, it just plays like an assault rifle or an SMG without those perks. But it brings that 2-shot kill up close. I like red dot sight and a grip with the M60. I tried rapid fire and a red dot and I couldn't handle the recoil. I haven't tried it with a grip and rapid fire yet. That might be a better combination. But personally, with the grip and a red dot sight, I find it becomes very accurate up close and accurate enough to hit your targets out to middle range. As I said, it frees up your first perk slot because you're only reloading once, maybe twice a game, very rarely a life. And so, it's not bad to just take cover for a few seconds, get the reload taken care of, and that's in exchange for not using sleight of hand. I think that's worth it, personally. Yeah. So what I like to do is put blind eye and a stinger, so that way I can be rushing up in the enemy's face and still be able to shoot down air support as soon as it comes in. I found this to be a really cool setup. And also, if I'm in the middle of a fight, I don't have to worry about air support taking me out. Right here, this is probably the coolest multi-kill I've ever gotten. It's just panicked and started spraying, and what do you know, I killed them all. But then I had to reload, and that wasn't so fun. But I did have sleight of hand. So, sleight of hand on LMGs is nice, but I don't think it's necessary. I think blind eye can offer more because the stinger, take down that air support, and it's really something nice to have. You could also use recon and then pair that with the stalker, so you know where people are coming around the corner. That offers a really cool advantage because you know where they are, you can turn around and you can shoot them, and if they take a little bit of cover, the M60 has enough penetration to shoot through it. So I really enjoy this weapon. I actually find it's great rushing. You have to aim down the sights around corners, but that's probably a good idea for doing well, to aim down sight around your corners before. Right here, the guy who got me was actually in the clan I was in at the time, so I was a little ticked off with him, but anyway. The game's over. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to hear what you guys think about what I think of the M60, the FAD, the Type 95. Also want to hear if you guys have any recommendations, game types, no commentary, that sort of thing. Also, I have a few videos of me playing split screen with my friends. I can probably throw those up. I'm going to have to do a commentary on those, however, because the audio is a little weird. Anyway, that's not a problem because one of my friends has a really high voice, probably isn't suited for YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. This has been Skeeterbird.